Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel Septeria 18. I have a craft on a budget video, and these are making do-it-yourself embellishments using your basic supplies. These are really easy to put together, and just using your paper scraps and a couple of your paper punches. I'm going to show you some of the ones that I made to give you some inspiration, and then I'm just going to make a couple of here in this video just to show you how easily it is you can put these together. And I made these as a way, as like a basic embellishment, and then once you've got them all made, you can then add on and decorate them more by adding more layering, some embellishments, some dangles, trim, word sentiments, whatever you like to add to the base of the embellishment. So these are the ones that I made, which I'll just show you. So these are what they look like. And then I've just made a bunch of them. So these are ready for when I want to finish off a project and I want to add some of these. I can then add more to it later on. And what I've done with the ones that I've completed, these ones here, I added some dangle, some acrylic beads as a dangle, a word sentiment, and some like twine to the top, and just tied it through the jump ring. I don't know if you can see it. I just tied it through the jump ring and just made into a little knot, and it was just a cute little way to dangle that of the finished project. And this is the other one, the main one here, and this is another one. Let's write it down so you can see. And then there is this one here. They're just really cute, and I try not to worry too much about what papers I want to use. I just try my best to layer them without overthinking too much, and they all still turn out really pretty. And so to make it easy for me when I want to start making them, or with these ones in particular, I use plain cardstock as the base, and then I start layering on top of that, so that way I'm not trying to think of how can I start making the embellishment with my paper scraps. I just cut a bunch of these cardstock papers, just plain colors. I cut them all up, and then I'll have them ready to start layering. And I just find that was an easy way for me to get started. So I'm going to just put these there. And then I've got here my paper scraps. I just grabbed a bunch from my box. I have a ton of paper scraps and a lot of paper strips. I just do not throw anything out. I keep them all, no matter how tiny they are. I always keep them because I really always like to think, I know I'm going to be able to make something with them because the papers are always still so pretty. So just grab all your paper scraps, a bunch of them that you have that you may want to use. And if you have some gold glitter cardstock, silver glitter cardstock, or any color cardstock, this is from a 12 by 12 paper. I just cut this into a thin strip, and then I'm going to trim it down later. So if you want to use that in the base, you can add that on. And just a couple of your basic punches. Most of us may already have a 1-inch circle punch in as essential craft supply. I think it's a great essential investment to have one of the 1-inch circle punch, because it's a great size for a lot of projects. So if you have that, use that one. And then I've got the heart shape punch, which is a little less than, I think, 1 inch in size. If you have this size, that'd be great, because we'll use this in the project. I also use my other 2 different size heart punches. These are the next 2 sizes down from this one. If you have these, you can use these. If you don't have any of these sizes, don't worry too much about it. You can still make the base. Or if you just have any heart punch, small size, that's perfectly enough. And I also have a small flower punch as well to also add to it. This is just another one. If you don't have it, not to worry about that. If you just have these two, a heart punch and a 1-inch punch, that's perfectly all you need to make this as well. We can always change it up. But if you have all of these, you can make them exactly like my one. These ones you can get in a lot of craft places. They would have these in craft stores or online. So I'm going to make one in this video, show you how easy it is. You can put these together. So it'd be perfect as well if you're a beginner. So what I'm going to do, so I cut these cardstock pieces at 2 inches by 1 inch. So I try to make the measurements easy for me when I want to cut them. So I did cut them all at 1 inch, 1 inch by 2 inches. And then I did cut a couple bit shorter, 3/4 inches by 2 inches. So you can use any size. So these one is a little bit shorter in height, but it will still work. Because I did have these yellow cardstock in this size and it was a long strip. And so I just ended up just cutting them all in 2 inches in size. So let's start now. I'm just going to grab, I might make a pink one, and I might make 2. See how I go. Just make a pink base first. So I have this piece, and I'm going to firstly grab the little tiny heart punch. If you don't have this size, you can just skip this part. I just wanted to use it just to decorate that bottom corner part there. And then the part that I punched out, I added it to the front there. So I didn't want to waste it. I'm just going to go here at the bottom left or bottom right corner and just punch that out. So I've done that. I'm going to keep this little piece to the side. I'll use that later. And if you have some little foam squares, you use those as well. So what am I going to use now? So what we're going to do first, what I normally do is punch out a bunch of circle sizes, a bunch of heart shape, and then just put them in groups and then go through the patterns. But I didn't do it in this video. I didn't punch out enough, so I'm just going to have to punch them out in this video for each embellishment. So the first one I'm going to do, is that going to fit for a 1 inch? Oh, I may be able to. We'll see how we go. So that's going to be punched for a circle size. Let's just do that now. Let's hope I can get that in. It's going to be very tight. I did. Okay, so I've got that. That's going to go there. Sorry. That's going to go somewhere there. And then we want to also cut a piece of, I've got the gold strip, and we want that to be a little bit longer. So I'm just going to do that first. So just a little bit longer than the base. So that will go there. That's going to go there. And then I want to cut another strip of paper that's for this part here, which is this blue part. So we're going to cut that. Let me just find a paper that I want to use. Maybe this one. No, let's use this one. Okay. All right, we'll use this yellow piece. Just going to so it's going to be, say, 3/4 inches wide. Okay, it's 2 inches, yeah. So for the long strip, like this one in the blue, I cut that at 3/4 inches by 2 inches. That's going to go on the top like that. That'll go there. And I'm going to do 2 heart punches I'm going to punch out 2 hearts in these 2 sizes. So let's just grab this one since I've got this out. That one for there, and we just need one more for the front. What can I use? So I'm just using very minimal papers here for this video. This one might work. Yeah, let's use this one. I think that's a nice colour. It's orange. And that'll go there. That looks pretty. Okay. So let's work with that first. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to grab this gold glitter. Just want to make it a bit thinner. I'm just going to create a little fish tail on one end. So I've just done that. And add some glue to the middle. Just going to sort of place it there a little bit away from the edge, and I want this top part to be sticking out on the top a little bit. And the reason why I've done that is if I decide I want to add some dangles like I have here, I've got enough room there to pierce a little hole for the jump ring, and also just makes it more decorative having it not sort of a little bit staggered like in height. So I'm just going to leave that there. And I've got the circle that's going to go somewhere there, and I'm going to add some foam squares just to make it more dimensional. I think that's will be fun, so let's add that. So if you have some foam squares and you want to make it dimensional, add that to the back of the circle shape. So I'll just sort of place it in the middle and about halfway down. I've got this strip that's going to go on top of the circle piece, and I also try to just make it a little bit decorative by just angle cutting. Got the glue string pieces everywhere. I'm just going to angle cut that a little bit, but not all the way to the corner, and then the same on the opposite side. Just think it makes it more fun. So that's the shape that I've got. And I'm going to glue that to the top of that shape, and then I'm just going to do the same. Sort of try to keep it in the middle. Place it wherever you like. Just done that. And then I have the heart shape. I'm going to place that in the front, but I'm going to sort of tilt it a little bit to the side so it's not just to, it's going to go like that. And I'm also going to add some foam squares to the back of the heart to make it even more dimensional. That looks really pretty already. So that's that piece done. Then I've got this heart, and that's going to go on the front. I'm going to just also slightly angle it to the side and layer that on top of the other heart. So I'm just going to glue it like that. And that little pink heart that we punched out from there, I've got this here. And you can place this wherever you like. I've placed my one, that one. I placed that piece of heart there. And then the other one, I put it on the top there. And this one is not as wide. I just use whatever strip. This one was 3/4 inches in width. This one was a little bit narrower. But that's where I put that heart. And this one I put there. I did put another one. I put this one on the bottom there. So this one, I'm going to put that one. I'm going to put that on the top. And I'll finish that off with a flower shape using this punch. I'm going to use this one since this was just sitting on the top. Let's just punch this one out. And if you don't have this circle shape, you can use, the flower shape, use whatever you like. You could just add a little embellishment, some sequins to there, anything. Or you can just finish it off like that. But I'm going to add this flower, so I've got that. And then I have this tool that's got 2 different size ball shape on the end. I'm just going to press it in the middle to sort of raise the petals up. So it's raised a little bit. And I'll place that just on that side of the heart. That's so cute already. Look how pretty this looks. How pretty does that look? Nice. I love the colors. They're nice and bright. So let's just get that in glue. And I've just got these gold flat back embellishment, which I'm just going to add one of those to the center of the flower. Oops. Got glue all over my fingers, and so it's just sticking to my fingers. So that's the finished embellishment, which is just the base. I've got to press those foam squares. I don't press them hard enough. And then I've got, when I want to, I can pierce a hole up there and add some dangles like I did with the other ones. But these are the completed bases ready for me to continue decorating when I'm ready to use them in my project. So they just, let me put them on here, it might be more easier. They are just so cute. I mean, so easy. You don't need a lot of craft supplies, and using foam squares and using your paper scraps, just fun. I hope you enjoy this and use your paper scraps to make these fun layered paper layered embellishments. And give this a go. It's been a while since I made these, so it's good to go back to making some of these embellishments. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon in my next video. Bye for now.